Isolated strong to severe storms are possible for areas northwest of I-85 as we travel through your Thursday. I'll time out the showers that we could see and also list out those primary impacts as isolated storms could roll through the area.
And later, CMS students have been back in the classroom for just over a week, but already results are coming in where the district stands now when it comes to improving student success.
You're watching WCCB News at 10 with Morgan Fogarty and Gary Broad.
Everyone in this community is working hard to figure out what to do better and differently.
Now at 10, Charlotte Mayor Vi Lyles tonight speaking about safety on the light rail. This as the Transit Commission holds a special meeting to address concerns after the brutal murder of a woman on the light rail train in South End. CATS officials say they were actively enhancing security when that murder happened. Thanks for joining us for the News at 10. I'm Gary Broad.
And I'm Morgan Fogarty. Now we are learning more about the focus moving forward to make sure tragedies like this don't happen. WCCB Charlotte's Casey Jones is live in South End tonight with tonight's top story. Casey.
Morgan and Gary, there are still a lot of questions about why a man stabbed a woman to death on the light rail train. And while that case makes its way through the courts, CATS officials are focusing on updating cameras, fair enforcement, and hiring more officers moving forward. Rena Zarutska's brutal murder on the Blue Line August 22nd has public safety on the transit system in the spotlight.
But it does not make me have the desire to want to ride it. Or walk down here by myself at all in the dark.
This incident is the first murder on the Blue Line since it opened in 2007. Many people have ideas for how to make the system safer.
I would suggest have one section for only female only.
In a meeting Wednesday morning with mayors from across the region, CATS officials said there are plans to upgrade cameras and hire more officers with a focus on fair enforcement.
The next step will be to, as we said, decouple fair enforcement from true security and have dedicated ticket enforcement or fair inspectors.
CATS is spending $18 million contracting with professional security services. For the first time, they're using a transit police model with a goal of hiring 218 officers. Court records say the murder suspect is homeless. CATS officials say he didn't have a light rail ticket.
Fair collection and fair evasion strategies are being reviewed as there is a recognition to fair collection and validating fares on the train and bus as first-line security control.
A recent CATS survey found 80% of riders believe the train is safe, but only 40% of the community believes the transit system is safe.
I mean, if I'd been sitting here, somebody could have come up and stabbed me, or if I'd be standing over there on the sidewalk, somebody could have stabbed me. I mean, what does it really matter that it was on the train?
CATS officials have also asked TSA, yes, the same agency that searches you before you get on an airplane, to conduct a threat assessment of all transit throughout Charlotte. Those results have not been made public at this time. The CATS CEO also wants to host a transit security summit, bringing local agencies together to discuss safety solutions. Morgan?
Casey Jones reporting live in South End tonight. Casey, thank you.
Taking a live look outside now over uptown Charlotte. The fall-like temperatures are coming to an end for now. But don't worry, they will be back soon. WCCB Charlotte meteorologist Caitlin Wright joins us now with the first look at your weather-wise forecast.
Caitlin, with that warm-up, we could also see a few storms in some parts of our area, right?
Yeah, we're seeing increasing humidity, temperatures, and the chance of rain as well. Now, as you mentioned, the northern part of the area. So this is really toward I-40. So I-40 is right about there, and then up in the high country as well. Now, this is a marginal threat, meaning it's a low risk. Isolated thunderstorms are possible as we head through the day tomorrow. Now, I do think that primary threat would be the potential for damaging wind gust as we head through tomorrow. I'll time it out for you coming up in just a little bit. But here are these temperatures. Today's highs, 82 in Charlotte, 68 degrees in Boone. You had more clouds and rain showers keeping those temperatures at bay, but below average temperatures, we're going to say bye to those only for a couple of days. But it does get warm toward the end of the week into the first half of the weekend. 72 in uptown right now. That dew point temperature sitting at 61 it still feels really nice outside right now. And it will as you kids head to the bus stop tomorrow morning. 63 degrees, so no upper 50s here for the metro. We will see those low 50s up in the mountains, up toward the foothills. You guys going to be near 60 on either side of 60 degrees there. So temperatures still keeping at bay in the morning, but I have 90 degrees on the board. When to expect that and the timing of the possible storms coming up in just a little bit.
New tonight, a Charlotte mother is facing murder charges over the death of her 9-month-old baby. Detectives say 35-year-old Haley Ingram is also charged with felony child abuse after the child died of a fentanyl overdose last month. Officers say they were called to a home on Orchard Trace Lane after the baby was found unconscious back on August 11th. The baby died at the hospital.
Tonight, we now know the name of the man found dead in Northwest Charlotte. We first told you about the investigation last night. Officers say they were called in for a welfare check on Hyde Park Drive Tuesday morning. When they got there, they found 29-year-old Quavante Blunt shot to death. And no word yet on any possible suspects. Updates on that as they come into the newsroom.
In Watauga County, state troopers say a 55-year-old man was killed after an e-bike crash in Boone. It happened last night on North Pine Run Road near Moses Spring Road. We've mapped it out for you here. Officials say Michael Duncan Jr. was thrown from that bike after hitting a deer. He later died at the hospital. Investigators do not believe alcohol or speed were factors in that crash. Police officers in Huntersville are getting a raise. In a unanimous vote, the town board just voted to approve a pay increase. It's part of an effort aimed at strengthening recruitment and retention at that department. Now, HPD will see a starting salary bump of around $5,000, and current officers will get a $4,800 raise. Those changes take effect October 3rd.
A health alert now after a bat in Matthews tests positive for rabies. Take a look at your screen here. It was found in the area of Jaywick Lane. We mapped it out for you. The bat was caught and tested after one person and a pet were exposed. Now officials with the Mecklenburg County Health Department are asking area residents to give them a call if they or their pets have recently come into contact with any bats. We will put that number up on your screen.
Everything old is new again. A historic club that catered to African Americans in West Charlotte could be coming back.
The Excelsior Club opened back in the 40s, but it's been abandoned for almost a decade. And now the new owner wants to give it a much needed facelift, and you could be paying for some of it. In the historic Washington Heights neighborhood sits this decrepit building surrounded by fencing, with a sign that says it all.
The building itself is falling apart.
Not long ago, this was one of the most famous clubs in the Queen City.
This is an opportunity to protect history in the city of Charlotte.
The Excelsior Club's history started in 1944 as the city's first black nightclub. It remained that way for decades until it closed in 2016 when repairs became too costly for the previous owner. The property has changed hands a couple of times and is now owned by Kennedy Property and Development, who presented their plan to county commissioners by Zoom on Wednesday.
We can provide a lot of hope in that corridor and spark economic development, which is so badly needed on Bettiesford Road.
The project is expected to cost about $8 million. The developer is asking the city to chip in $1.5 million. Charlotte City Councilman Malcolm Graham believes that money will improve the Bettiesford Road area, which has already seen some change by bringing in a couple of new banks, but it still needs a lot more.
There's no sit-down restaurants on Bettiesford Road. This will create that. Bettiesford Road is still considered a food desert. This will help address that.
It's not just the money, it's the legacy Graham is hoping to bring back.
Our history sometimes gets lost. This is an opportunity to protect that history, restore that history, and to enhance the legacy of the historic Excelsior Club.
The developer is also asking the county to pay an additional $1.5 million. The projected opening is 2028. Graham believes there is some rezoning that the city can do to speed up the process for a 2027 opening.
CMS students have been back in the classroom for just over a week, and now the district is giving us an update on their performance for the first time in the new school year. CMS leaders say so far, the district is outperforming the North Carolina average in overall grade level proficiency, with significant increases in reading and math for grades 3 through 8.
These outcomes reflect the hard work, dedication, and resilience of our students, our educators, and our community. And this data serves as a testament to our mission.
In total, CMS says 89.1% of district schools are meeting or exceeding growth expectations. In South Carolina, students are also making notable academic progress. An annual SC Ready assessment administered to students in grades 3 through 8 reveals that more children are reading and writing at or above grade level. South Carolina education officials say those improvements are thanks to early literacy interventions, stronger teacher training, and the use of high-quality instructional materials.
Some louder calls for more transparency in the Epstein case. Next, the survivors now speaking out over the abuse they experienced at the hands of the man President Trump once called a close friend.
Plus, soaring valor. A group of World War II veterans took to the sky today from the Charlotte airport, where they're headed one last time, 80 years after fighting finally came to an end. And later on WCCB News Edge at 10:30, it is the talk of the nation. An 11-year-old boy in Texas shot in the back while playing a prank. We're going to talk about whether parents should be worried. Several women who say they suffered years of sexual abuse at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell made their voices heard today.
They stood with each other in our nation's capital to tell their stories just a day after the House Oversight Committee released tens of thousands of case records that are either heavily redacted or were already made public.
Tonight, WCCB Charlotte's Laura Aguirre explains that move fell short on the full transparency that many lawmakers, survivors, and the American public are calling for.
I was abused by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell for over 10 years.
I was 16 years old when I was flown to New Mexico to spend a weekend with Epstein and Maxwell.
I was only 14 years old when I met Jeffrey.
Some of the survivors who suffered sexual abuse at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell were in D.C. today, standing together in their pain and perseverance. Also united, bipartisan lawmakers, House Democrat Ro Khanna and GOP Rep Thomas Massie, co-sponsors of the Epstein Files Transparency Act.
We're here not as partisans, we're here as patriots. The perpetrators are being protected because they're rich and powerful and political donors to the establishment here in Washington, D.C.
Khanna and Massie are confident they'll get the Republican backing they need to force a vote on the full House floor to release all of the Epstein documents.
If you vote no, your stance will be clear.
Sky Roberts, the brother of Epstein victim Virginia Giuffre, who took her own life in April, had a stark message for lawmakers.
You will be choosing to stand on the side of the rich and powerful, allowing money to buy your way out of the consequence.
In the Oval Office, President Donald Trump dismissed calls to release all the files.
But it's really a Democrat hoax because they're trying to get people to talk about something that's totally irrelevant to the success that we've had as a nation since I've been president.
As for an alleged client list, this from an attorney for some of the survivors.
I'm more than happy to assist in helping create the list behind the scenes and see what we do with it.
I'm Laura Aguirre for WCCB News.
New tonight, a divided federal appeals court says President Trump's use of the Alien Enemies Act to rapidly deport alleged Venezuelan gang members is unlawful. That decision means the law cannot be used in several southern states, blocking a strategy used by the administration in its immigration crackdown. The court concluded that a predatory incursion by members of a Venezuelan gang had not occurred, so there's no reason for Trump to invoke the act. Now the Supreme Court will likely have the final say on that issue. Today, a group of World War II veterans took to the skies from the Charlotte Douglas International Airport.
20 veterans are headed to New Orleans, where they will visit the National World War II Museum. It's part of the final Soaring Valor flight sponsored by the Gary Sinise Foundation and American Airlines. One veteran told us that he was on the beaches of Normandy on D-Day. At 100 years old, he still thinks of his fellow soldiers that did not make it.
So there was only about a little more water over the ankles. They were able to get us in quite a ways. Some of them I saw stopped way back coming in, and I don't know what happened to those people.
Since 2015, the Soaring Valor program has given more than 1,400 World War II vets the opportunity to visit the museum built in their honor.
And it was another nice day out there today, feeling like fall, certainly not feeling like we're still in the summer, but we are. We did have some clouds out there, and that actually kept temperatures slightly still at bay, but the northerly wind started to switch, so that also helped us as well. That's our Weather 7 time-lapse cam for you. 63 degrees is our skycast for this evening, so early tomorrow morning as you wake up and head out the door, not going to be in the 50s like we've been the last several mornings, but still going to be very comfortable out there. Mostly clear skies with a calm wind. Now, the calm wind doesn't allow a lot of mixing in the atmosphere, so we could have a little bit of patchy dense fog develop, mainly right along that I-40 corridor. I don't expect it to be widespread here across the Piedmont area. Hour by hour for tomorrow, temperatures rising. We're back to average in the mid-80s as we head through the day. Now, one thing you're going to notice as you step outside, or at least maybe going for a midday jog or heading to lunch, it's going to be a little bit breezy. By the middle of the day, we're looking at winds gusting upwards of 30 miles per hour. Now, we're going to have a series of cold fronts that try to make its way across the area, but they're just going to stall right along the border. But we will get that southerly flow pulling in that higher heat and higher humidity as we head through the day tomorrow. Now, let's talk in the way of storm chances. We're looking at some showers. This is 10 o'clock in the morning. So Ashe, Watauga, Avery, areas like Burt County, heads up. You'll be the first one to see just some rain. Again, I know mountains, you guys have seen a lot, but we'll see some showers develop across the high country. Eventually into the afternoon, we're looking at these isolated showers. Now, this is showing 2 p.m. We're just looking at this shower activity across the area. Then here comes the potential for storms. This is 9 p.m. as we head through tomorrow evening. This is where I think a couple of these storms could pack a little bit of a punch, producing heavy downpours and maybe damaging wind gusts. Now, some thunder, some lightning. We haven't had too much in the way of thunderstorm activity, but we could see that as we head through tomorrow evening. Still very isolated, few and far between, but that risk is there. We're looking at a marginal threat northwest of the I-85 corridor, but look at these threats. I mean, flooding, hail, tornado, not expecting those. This is really just looking at that strong wind threat potential as we head through tomorrow. Maybe an inch of rain for the mountains into the foothills. A lot of us here in the Charlotte metro probably not even picking up about 1/10 of an inch of rain. So here's that 7-day forecast for you. Tomorrow going to be right near that average temperature. Come Friday, 91 degrees. It is going to be warm. It is going to be above average as we head through just a couple of days. And then look, guys, we cool right back down in the upper 70s to near 80s. So this warm up, yeah, we have it, but it's not too long lasting.
So if you like the summer, just hold on to it for as long as you can. Don't
yeah.
have much longer.
Get a pool day in on Friday or Saturday.
Good advice.
Good idea there. Thanks, Caitlin.
Yeah.
It was a busy few days for Labor Day travel. Still ahead, the record number of passengers the TSA says passed through security checkpoints at airports across the nation.
And it is that time again. Another chance to win a massive Powerball jackpot. The fortune players now stand to take home if someone finally matches those elusive winning numbers.
Mom's the dog. It's new tonight, the Transportation Security Administration says it screened nearly 10.4 million people over the 4-day Labor Day holiday weekend. That is more than a 3% jump from the same time last year. The TSA says Friday marked one of its busiest days in history with more than 2.9 million passengers screened. That is the highest number ever for a Friday before Labor Day.
If you're feeling lucky and you already bought a ticket, you have a chance to win tonight's Powerball drawing. It is worth $1.4 billion. The jackpot ranks as the 4th largest in Powerball history and the 6th largest among U.S. lottery games altogether. The odds of winning, it's 1 in 292 million. If someone does finally win the grand prize, they can receive the huge jackpot in installments over 30 years or take that one-time lump sum payment, which I'm sure most people would. It's more than $634 million. Tonight's drawing, it happens just before 11 o'clock.
I'd be interested in knowing who takes the installments ever.
I would assume someone either very young or already has a lot of money. Like a lot of money.
And if you have a lot of money, why are you playing the
Right,
lottery?
why not invest it and
Yeah.
just take it in the stock? I don't understand it. Just take it. Yeah.
Next on WCCB News at 10.
It'll be a family affair in Jacksonville.
Kelly Bardick talks with Panthers rookie Trevor Etienne before he takes to the field to face off against his big brother.
Well, it will be a family affair in Jacksonville. Sunday will be a very special day for Panthers rookie return man Trevor Etienne. Not only will he make his NFL regular season debut, he'll do it against his big brother on the opposite field.
Super excited, you know, man. It's a dream come true. You know, the season is finally here. We're ready to go compete.
Panthers rookie Trevor Etienne won't be the only Etienne on the field this Sunday. His older brother will be on the opposite sideline in a Jacksonville jersey. Trevor and Travis are 5 years apart and have never played against each other until now.
So we were never in the same, age group, but, now we get to compete at the highest level there is, so it doesn't get any better.
The Etienne family is along for the ride, too, already preparing special jerseys for the big day.
But they're currently trying to get like half and half jerseys, but, man, they're super excited. They're having fun with it, and, I'm just, I'm glad that they get to experience this.
Trevor and Travis talk every day, encouraging each other with a little brotherly trash talk mixed in, of course.
Like, just send a good morning text, little things like find ways to get better today, like what's your plan going throughout the day? But we talk trash, but we're rooting for each other at the end of the day. I said I want you to have the best game ever, but you can't leave with a victory.
I love that. I love the fact that they talk every day. That he, good. They send good morning texts. That's so cute.
Yeah.
He said he grew up, watching his brother play, learning from his brother. So now he wants to go out and beat his big brother.
They're 5 years apart, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kel.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching WCCB News at 10 o'clock.
The Edge is up next, and tonight there's another advertising controversy surrounding Sydney Sweeney. She's shedding her American Eagle jeans for a pair of Jimmy Choos, but this time it's not what she's wearing that has people up in arms. And this may or may not come as a shock, but less than half of adults under the age of 30 can read a clock. Does it really matter? Either way, we've got opinions about it. We'll be right back.